Hey, Frequency. So I'm gonna get do the Saber set first because that one is a lot. It's ripping a band-aid off a little bit. We can just. It's a lot easier to be like, okay, this worked, this didn't. We can move on. First thing I want to talk about. I think Delfino's was a bad stage in this matchup. Falco IV. I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna show you when it comes up. But Ivy just being able to fall through the plats and then Razor Leaf is something that really isn't useful. It's not good for Falco. And then you especially, you're having a lot of trouble with Razor Leaf, so that's twice as bad then that Ivy has an easier time getting it out. Okay. So we end up going to Delfino's. Okay. Yeah, that's the play. Okay, we got a Delfino's. So these lasers, I'm gonna just point them out. These next few lasers you do are good. I, they're like at a good height, and Saber has to full hop above the platform and then fall through the gaps to Razor Leaf. But that Razor Leaf clips you, and you're a spacey. So there, yes, you did mess up shield drops, but and like that's if you'd gotten those, you could have done something with that. But I like that after two, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna full hop as Falca. That'll get me out. Okay. This is a nice little combo. That up smash, that was probably up air, I imagine. It's kind of a shame that up smash came out. Okay. And then, so you miss a few of the. Oh, I'm not gonna. It's too. It's too big. You miss a few of these really important. Uh, really important like awkward height down air confirms. So you get that down air. Saber's off stage, but you're trying to get the strong one, and you barely miss him. So if you were going to try it I think the weak one still would have been okay. It would have been a pretty good edge guard situation, but it's Ivy, so it's going to be iffy. You get a tether punish if you weak dare him here, but because you went for the strong dare, you were just a brief moment too late. You did short hop and then jump. I think, I mean, obviously seeing this frame, it's a lot easier than like actively being in the set. I think just going for full hop dare here would have got the strong hit. Okay, so that misses. Then you try to set up use that laser to set up space, and you're starting to use the lasers again to set up space, but that leaf clips you, and I can't. This VOD is too big for me to like go back easily. I have to use the commands. So this leaf clips you, and then you get hit by bear 1 and bear 2. So any 3 of those hits, bear 2, I'm not counting bear 2, but razor leaf, the first 2 hits of razor leaf, and then bear 1. If you crouch cancel shield that, you're gonna be fine from bear 2. So razor leaf, you're in the air. That's fair. But then here, you're already landed as you get hit by this, and then this hits you and puts you into this awful position in a second. That's one of the Ivy things you have to be careful of, especially as a spacey, where you're going to go pretty far, not too high percent, but and then you're off stage and it's like, oof, awful situation. You want to CC that first hit of bear and just shield. If Ivy's coming in super close to you, like theoretically CC Shine would hit, but like it's not worth going for at any point because if Ivy's that close, then they've already made a huge mistake. Like it's not worth looking for because that would be such a big mistake that you're not going to get the return on your attention span if you're looking for that deep of a back air. So because you don't CC that bear 1, you get knocked here and you jump like as soon as you get off stage, which is not a bad thing automatically. I think okay. I think just kind of dropping to ledge would have been better, but if you are going to jump, doing it immediately is good. Then you kind of end up stalling with Shine and then not going to ledge. So here, Ryan messed up his Razor Leaf. Completely wrong direction. B reversed it or something. I don't know what he was trying, but he messed it up, and he has he's facing away from you, but he's kind of far away. So he'll need to roar to get to a back air. If you side B, he's in position to up air, which is bad. So so you're gonna up B. Excuse me. Sorry. I just finished dinner. So it's gonna be a little burps here and there. So when this side B, this Firebird, there's no reason for it to be going on stage here. Here. So let's go here. Let's assume that you make the decision, because I know you can't just decide at the last second, like the frame before you get direction. Oh, I should go here. That's not how reaction time works. But you start up B, you see him here. You should be going here. Just take that small angle down, because this gives him enough time. He actually could have raw bared you here, regardless of what you did. But I think he fakes out going to ledge. He can't get to legend time though. I don't know. I'm not sure what Ryan did here, or why he did what he did rather. But yeah, he correctly gets your Firebird, and then just like Spacey, Falco especially, but even Wolf or Fox, he could have just dropped back here. So that's one stock though. That's not awful. So Ryan has beam. You're trying to get a hit. I want to kind of back that up a little bit. So here, Ivy's about 80% and has beam. So I understand, like, you don't want to get grabbed and put into that situation, because you could die really early. So you're trying to kind of, like, stay on the plats, stay high. It does not quite work. You get that nice trade. Again, you miss another one of those downers that's just like, it's a real, like, it's not a big mistake, but it means so much. Where is it? Okay. So yeah. And this one is just an execution thing. You were a little too slow and he jumped out. Then he gets the belly hitbox of up air. Let's see. That was probably the spike hitbox, because it was early on in the up air. Ivy's up air, the belly hitbox will spike for the first like 3 or 4 frames, and then it's a meteor. Both are very weak, but like the spike is just better. And then this is just unfortunate. Because now you're stuck here. You can't grab ledge because he went into it. And then, yeah. I do want to point something out, though. So when you get grabbed here, Ivy's grab is slow. You've actually... Interesting. So you're trying to dash away. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, this is Ryan completely guessing, because Ivy's grab is too slow. Actually, maybe not completely guessing. It's not like frame 20. It's frame like 13-ish. So it's slow enough to where he at least has to be looking for the option. So in the corner, that could have been a reaction. My bad. But yeah, they just back throw, and it's like, you're Falco off stage. You get one chance, and yeah. I want to point something out here. This is a little strange tidbit of knowledge. See, so Ryan up airs you here when he knows you're both invincible, because he actually gets charged for it. Even if the opponent is whatever the fancy word for invincible is, but you can still be interacted with, the up air will like hit the character and give him heal charge and beam charge. Okay, so you're establishing space with those lasers outside of his razor leaf range. Sabre sees this. He's going to go up, use that platform to advance while throwing a leaf where your lasers can't hit him. Excuse me. So because of that, you get kind of caught up in this leaf, and you shield it, which is good. But then you drop shield and don't CC it, which is bad. If you're going to take the leaf, CC and be ready to shine, or there's one thing. You can CC power shield it. Depending on the character, it can be very consistent. I mean, it is consistent 100% of the time. It's just kind of hard. But if you're gonna drop shield into it, just be sure to be CCing it, because there's no reason not to. Ivysaur doesn't have any kind of crouch cancel mix-ups. So here, you kind of, the biggest thing that got you hit there was you needed to get down off that platform. Sorry, let me back it up a little more. So here, so Ryan gets down with up air. You go for the nair, it misses, and this is, you're expecting him to double jump back here. I'm assuming it's you, or this is like a messed up platform drop bear. But you get this forward smash that comes here, and then you're stuck in the edge of the platform where moves can knock you off the edge and like hit you, and that's a bad situation. So you try to drop out, so that way you're back on the ground now. But these jabs, you need to interrupt these jabs with something. I see you CCing them, but like just CC shield. Or CC, if he's that close, like as this one, CC shine works. Because here shine's definitely gonna hit here. So if he's like point blank shine, otherwise just shield. Jab grab is slow. Ivysaur's grab is not the best grab. I'm not gonna say it's the worst, but like for how slow it is, it has very little range. And it's very slow. Okay. So that get up attack gets him off you a little bit. Here you kind of just get clipped with the up air. You DI the vine whip correctly. But here, okay, I wanna bring out my fancy sketch drawing tools. Okay, let me. Try to see when you start tumbling, so that way you can move. Okay, we'll call it there. Here, let me screen sketch. Okay, so you're off stage right here, and then Ryan has this entire like ledge. He can do back air. He has plenty of time to do whatever he wants in this area, so he has complete stage control over here. Now, because of this plat, that makes it a lot easier for him to land an up air on you if you want to use side B to get like right around here to get there. But there's an invisible little like curve where you can no longer actually make it to stage with up B. We'll make it right here. If you up B here, he can just grab ledge and like you can't make it back. This is, you probably can make it from here, but I can't fix it. I don't want to fix this right now. So the thing that Ryan's looking for in this sequence, he's looking to see if you side B before you pass this line. Because if you pass this line, you're probably using up B for the ledge mix up, and because side B will kind of, you're already so close that it's going to be iffy if you get past him. Whereas if you do it like past here, he's probably not going to be out here already, where he's already in this space. So you end up coming right about here, and then using up B. But it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because Ryan is just on ledge and he bears you, and you're Falco. So I would almost, some of this is kind of just like Falco getting hit far off stage, and it sucks, but I would almost, because you don't use side B to recover a single time in this set. I almost would rather you execution test him by seeing if he's ready for it, and just side B at some point along your path here, rather than just always using up B. Especially, I mean, I can't say that's especially close to stage, because that's like, it's not unreasonably close. Like if it was Fox, that'd be really close, but but yeah, I think you should at least toss in a side B, like make him cover the other option. Because Falco side B, it can be kind of hard to cover, especially for Ivy, because her primary, I would almost argue her only way of consistently interrupting it is back air, which means Ryan will have to turn around, looking this way, and then jump, which is more frames that before his back air comes out, and then back air start up itself. So he'll either have to expect it, which I don't know if he was here, but he either expects it or he punishes you when you land. Now, the one thing about this is that if you land on this platform here, you get hit by an up air, and your Falco at 90 getting hit by an Ivy up air, that's really dangerous. So, excuse me. I understand why you didn't do it here, but I think it's worth tossing in just to kind of like, there's it's a concept of like, if you're gonna get, especially with Falco, where when you're this far out, your options are pretty limited, like it's A or B. When you're at least if you make him cover your side B, then the next time you up B, he might be a little slower to react. And it's kind of banking on human error, and I mean that's not super consistent, especially as you get like to better and better players. But if you can convince him that you're going to side B, even if he reacts to your up B, he might react slower. He might make a mistake because he has less time to process. Oh, he's up Bing. I know I kind of harped on that for a while. It's a really interesting situation. I think it's worth bringing up. So yeah, you jump there and you get bared. Brian burns beam, so you know, not too bad. You catch a second roll. That's good. It's good that you got that shine. You recognize that is entirely your jurisdiction. When you get hit by this like single hit nair here, it's really good. Am I hitting the wrong button? Wait, hold on. Shoot, there it is. So yeah, but yeah, when you get hit by that single hit nair, it's good that you recognize this is entirely your jurisdiction. You have the frame one move, and even though he can start that plat drop up air before you can start your shine, it's like it's a shine. Another issue of like not connecting with what would have been a pretty important dare. Just the jump in general, I think, is what kills you here. Because here, this is like a great dare. This is super good positioning for a down air. But then just wait, I guess you were trying to catch a jump. I'm not sure. And you couldn't have seen it at the time because it was, unless maybe you saw the shine frame. I don't know. But he actually. Wait, what the heck happened? Okay, so he falls. Does he jump? I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, you were trying to catch his jump and he didn't jump. But I think it was worth just going for that down air right here. Because you're going to get the strong down air. And then he's going to be actionable like maybe around here-ish. So you're going to have time to land and like you still have time to do your thing. But yeah, then he kind of like resets because of it. And here, yeah, that's just I respect it. And I know you know it's like oh it was like an attempt. Okay, you switched again and you go to battlefield. I think this is probably a good stage. I don't see like if this isn't the best stage, I don't think it's so bad that it's worth mentioning. But what I do want to mention is that it feels like you're kind of still in Falco mode here. So you CC that leaf and you try to down tilt out of both hits. So you CC and then try to down tilt and then CC and try to down tilt and you're Ganon. You're not Falco with Shine or like a sortie or anything. So your down tilt gives him plenty of time to come up with that nair. And then you try to CC grab, and it's like it's not again an option against like that kind of nair. So, and like there actually, that's another good example. You actually like true crouch CC that first hit of back air, and then just kind of like sit there and get hit by the second hit. I'm not trying to like call you out. I'm just curious on what you were like actively looking for, because it doesn't look like you started the move, but you like intentionally you were like full on crouching. Yeah. So I'm just curious on like what your thought process is with that, because I don't know what I don't know what you're looking for as Ganon there. And again, this could just be like, oh, you know, character switch, especially into such a polarizing character as Ganon, but whatever. Okay. So for this, you can't really get out of that grab easily because you already burned double jump. But this is bad DI on down throw. Ivysaur's not going to do anything else than down throw until unless you're like a spacey, but then the same concept applies where you want to DI away. Forward throw isn't going to do much to you at like 30, and then back throw is long enough to notice. So there's not really a mix-up there. That was kind of just like a mistake or not being ready for it. Okay. That was good down air, and I know what you wanted. This is kind of an execution mistake. I think the decision was probably a good one to go for that Ganon side. Okay, and again, I'm gonna say this a lot because this is the only reason that Ryan's getting away with so much of this stuff. Jab at jab 2 at 0 into grab is not a. It's not Ivysaur's turn after jab 2 at 0. So here you don't CC it, and he has. It doesn't true combo, but like he has enough time to pressure you with that grab. Okay. I like your option coverage there with the. That was a good job. Like that was a probably like a really. I can't think of like I'm seeing the situation going like, oh, I get a free hit on him on the way down. I think Dare is probably like your best option. I don't have a problem with that. But and I sorry, not but. I think that this is a very good like it's option coverage of this down smash here. He rolls out, so you know, oh well. Okay, so your edge guarding is Ganon. I'm gonna bring this up in the Nezergy set as well. Your edge guarding is Ganon is kind of I don't know what character you're used to edge guarding, but it doesn't seem like you're used to edge guarding either of these two as Ganon. Just like the angles and timings you're going for I don't know what character like if Ivysaur was removed from this sequence, I wouldn't say you're trying to edge guard Ivysaur. So there, you let it drop, you threaten him with like a forward air or something, and but you let it drop. I think it's worth throwing out because forward air is so like it's relatively fast to recover, quick to recover, and it looks like it might have clipped him. Like if you're gonna scare him, you might as well like go for it. And then, so he's gonna throw that leaf, and at this point, yeah, you just have to like make it back. So you up B him, and Ryan knows he gets his jump back, so he makes it back. Okay, get back on stage. Poke with the up air. So here, again, I think this might be a direct result of you not swinging the first time. So when you hit him off stage here, you do the same kind of like threaten. Ryan like fades back for like a few frames, and then just says, "Wait, why am I fading back? I'm just gonna throw a leaf at him." And then you jump out and get clipped by it, but you get back on stage. It's just kind of a missed opportunity. Because Ganon's aerials are, and I know you know this, but they're pretty low end lag. So like, just tossing out an up air or something, it's like, why not? If he's gonna like call you on it. Okay, there. That was just kind of a mistake. Like, there's not. Did he have his jump? Let's see. I don't know if he had his jump, but yeah, giving up ledge there was kind of like just wrong. But that's fine. Then you don't DI the back throw correctly. This is another one of those things where it's like, this seems like matchup inexperience. Because when you get grabbed here, it's almost like, you know, like the Zelda mix-up quote, where she has forward throw or down throw, but down throw takes like 5 times as long as forward throw. So once you know about it, you just hold out. And then if you don't get forward thrown, you just hold behind her. It's kind of the same deal. You get bad DI in this and die for it. But nothing else Ivy does here is going to punish you for holding left. So let me get back to the throw frame, or the grab frame. Okay, so let's say Ivy has you here, right? If you hold left, down throw is going to like send you too far away to follow up. Forward throw is going to send you like, you can probably still get to ledge first. It's not like going to kill you. Up throw, you're going to be able to move plenty before Ivy can threaten you. And even without DI, that's pretty much the case. So here, this is kind of just, you kind of just got caught unaware. Then, okay. Okay. See, I think that down air had a better chance of hitting than any of your other aerials, but it kind of has the problem of like, it's Ivysaur's in the air. So even though Ivy's at like 130, it doesn't matter. And there, that was just kind of, that happens to me sometimes when I mess up like forward smashes or dropping through platforms. And I make this mistake too, where I'll charge it. Like maybe they'll run into it, but it's better to just kind of like let it rip as soon as you realize it's not going to hit. That gives them less time to do that because here, check this out. So see, Ryan sees this and he goes like, "Oh, okay, that's not going to hit me." So I can think about Ryan's already thinking about how he's going to punish you for this because this is like it's just a mistake and it's so far away that there's the threat zone ends like here. He can't get hit by this if he wants to, so he has time to think. He has too much time because you don't let it rip. If you let it rip, this would have been kind of tight to get this up air, and he might have messed up and landed I almost pointed at my monitor with my finger. He might have landed down here instead of like on the plat, and then when he lands on the plat, he gets the second up air. Now he has beam, and yeah, you're only a 40, but he has beam. Good plat trap up air. In the Nezergy set, I think at least. Don't quote me on this, but I think you do a lot of good plat trap up airs. You're good at like getting those out really fast. Okay, so I want to talk about this a little bit. So you get hit a little bit. You get that up air. He does not crouch cancel it because he was not ready for it. And then you get the dash attack, and you scare him into jumping away. He wave lands. You hit him again. Then he tries to land on the ground through the platform. You get up smash. And now he has no jump here. And it's kind of hard because it's Ivy. But there's two things an Ivysaur is going to do here. They're not going to fall. They're going to down air or they're going to up air. And here, he down airs and kind of just gets down. Which is really unfortunate because if you got that up air, here, up smash. If you get this up air, then he is like all the way off over here without a jump. You can run forward and threaten him with like a forward air to kill or something. Because Ivysaur is going to be facing towards you. And that's going to be like forward air, which is not going to contest your forward air at all. But yeah, that's kind of a shame. Okay, you get the grab. That's actually, that is way cooler than it had any right to be, by the way. You like walk off, pivot, you fall during the pivot or the turnaround, and you just start floating. It's kind of the, something I was just talking about earlier though. I really need the same thing I was talking about earlier. Because this is not when you want to go out there. This is a little early to start floating, especially so deep on stage. If you were over here floating, then I think that would be fine because you can stay here. But Ryan doesn't care if you're over here because you still have to move. You don't have any options. You're going to go left. So he's like, oh, okay, well you're gonna go left, and then if I just stay out of bear range, I get my razor leaf, and then I get back to ledge at least. Okay, there you crouch cancel shielded. That was really good. Also, it was really good awareness. You do. This happens a lot more in the Nezergy set. You use jab very effectively. But here, you crouch cancel. Wait. Yeah, you CC shield this. I think. Where is one? Oh no. Just he just lands. But yeah, he just gets that confirm at like 70, and that's just beam. Okay. So 231. That was the. I'm just gonna pull this up first. Okay. So I think the biggest thing in that set was that every time Ryan threw a razor leaf, it worked. And especially as the Falco, you're not going to be able to like easily deal with the razor leaf and the Ivysaur. So it's perfectly fine. Here, let's. I'm just gonna move forward a bit so we have more of a picture of the stage. We have a little more zoomed out. So let's say you're on these character portraits. You're Falco over here, and this is Ivysaur, where the leaf is gonna like stick on you for like 2 hits at the end of its cycle. It's okay to just back up. Just back up and keep shooting. Because if Ryan wants to keep Leaf still being good, like still in that good range for Leaf, he's gonna have to move forward, and then that gives you an interaction with him. Because if he moves forward after a leaf to throw another one, but you don't back up, this is now a much better space for you. So let's say like, well, let me get the draw tool out real quick. Yeah. So let's say that this is where Ivysaur is, and throw in leaf, and it's going to stop right around here. So you back up here, and then just keep shooting. Ryan's going to go, or Ivysaur in general is going to go like, oh, I want my, I've zoned him out with a Razor Leaf. I want to, throw another one because it's a very good move, especially against Falco lasers. Like, if you can get it out, you can stop Falco from lasering for a second. So he's going to go and move up, let's say here. That way you don't have any more stage, and it should go right about here. And you won't have any stage. You'll have to go to the plat or ledge or, shield it or deal with it in some way, more directly. Well, when Ivysaur moves up there, if you move up here, then this is your space as Falco and Ivy. Because Ivysaur's only, like, really decent move that hits in front of her in this kind of range is down tilt. And I don't think that might not even be sweet spot range. So, like, jab's not going to reach. F tilt can be CC shielded or SDI'd. Forward air is very slow and starts high. Turning around back air takes more time and is harder to space precisely. So if you can kind of get in this, like, infighting range. Here, let me refresh the thing. Let's say Ivy is here. That's probably about Ivysaur sized. That's Ivy. So let's say down tilt will hit over here. And the jab will hit here. You don't want to be here at the tip of the down tilt. Being in between down tilt and jab is fine. And then even being in jab is fine too, because you're Falco. You have shine, your CC options are a lot better. If you get a down air on him here while he jabs, you win that trade super hard because he can't CC that. Your grab is much better. Your shine is much better than any button Ivysaur has at this range, outside of like spot dodge. So if you want to kind of get around Leaf, then you want to play in this, like this, either that range or just directly on top of Ivysaur with down air, just shine pressure. Because Ivysaur's only real out of shield option is going to be Nair. Because grab is frame like dozen or 13 or so. Rolling and spot dodging are just defensive. And even Nair has to go through jump squat. But Ivysaur Nair, you can just CC shine it. If you're like right on top of Ivysaur, like let's say you get a dare and then you're a little slow on your shine, or you just like don't shine because it's Ivysaur, and you want to do something else with your years of paid time off, then Ivy Nairs, use crouch cancel shine, it's your combo. Ivysaur has just dragged you into her for the Nair for your shine to connect more easily. And you're gonna thank this Ivysaur player by taking that opportunity and making them blue for like 30 frames, and then down airing them a lot, and getting your combo. I know that's a lot about a very short set, but just when I was watching your set a few times, it was just like, I feel like you're missing that fundamental thing about Ivysaur, and it's a meme when it's simplified, but it's it's correct to an extent. Ivysaur struggles against crouch cancel because Bear is a multi-hit move, Nair is a multi-hit move, Razor Leaf is multi-hit, jab is very weak, and you can't move out of it very fast compared to like characters with better grabs, I guess is what I'm getting at. Her grab is like, is it the slowest? It's very, very slow. For its range, it's like the slowest in the game. So the threat zone of, oh, I'm going to get grabbed if I stay in shield too long, Ivy has to run up further, which takes even more time. So between that and Razor Leaf, those were the two big, like, fundamental things about Ivysaur that I really wanted to kind of drive home. Because that's why you lost that set. With either character, just between crouch cancel and leaf, those were the big roadblocks. Okay, sorry. Let me get this over here. Okay. Okay, so this first stock is a little rough. He gets you with some hits. I'm gonna go back in a second. And some of this is just like, yeah, Game & Watch is a pretty good character sometimes. And like, oh, the grab was like just the wrong way. And that barely killed. And that kind of just sucks sometimes. But there's one very important opportunity you had here that's hard to recognize, but it's super important for Game & Watch. And it's the reason that they can't do this usually is because they'll get punished to hell for it, but they can. Okay. So he gets you with the fair to down tilt. This down air, he's dead. Anything, you could down air him out of shield for this. Because that down air has already hit you. There's no reason for you to stay in shield here. Because he also, when he does rising down air like that, he doesn't have the landing hitbox. So here, he does up air, and then jumping down air, rising down air. Even though he's drifting into you, he does not have a landing hitbox to hit you. God, this is because YouTube skips frames. So that's why it looks like this comes out on frame 2. Because this is not 60 frames. It's not showing in 60 at least. I don't know. YouTube is giving me weird stuff with frame data. That's all they got to go off. But yeah, so there's a certain timing to this down air because it literally abruptly ends. So this frame, it looks like it's gonna have the landing hitbox, but then 3 frames later he's up airing you, and now that landing hitbox catches you. Oh, it does not catch you actually. You get hit by the bacon. Okay. But yeah, you have this big going off of the in-game clock. So you have from 7:56:40. There is probably 30 some odd frames in between those attacks. But it's hard to recognize because we're so conditioned to see Game & Watch down and like, oh, it's going to hit me again when it's done. Because of the landing hitbox and that being such a pain in the ass. But you got to take that opportunity, even if it's just to escape. Shield drop, jump away, anything here. Because then you kind of get stuck on the plat like this, and it's really rough to get off. I think it's the landing hitbox, and that's unfortunate, because that was super ambiguous. But yeah, it's one of those things, it's like, it's like 1 or 2 just like unlucky / minor mistakes that you can't really stress about too much. Like Nez falling off there was a minor mistake because he could have jab reset you. But it's like, we're humans. It happens. Okay. So here, I like that you sharked that down air with the up smash. Because Nez is going to expect you to jump up. That's why he did that a little early. So that way, the down air is there. But actually, it's kind of funny. Ganon's leaning over for the up smash. So this is like the optimal punish for that. Especially because he slides off. Okay. Did that Gatling you? Did he Gatling you? I don't think I... No, your shield went up. Okay. Just grabbed you. I was gonna be really mad. But yeah, that's just down throw tech chase. Like you wanted out of the corner, and he knew that. Okay. Something that's really big is Ganon. And you might have even seen it. I'm not saying you missed it. I'm just kind of driving a point home. That ring is the thing you want to see most in this world. Because when you see that ring, and Game Watch is at 60, he knows he can't get back if you fair him when he's off stage here. So you threaten out that up B, and then he doesn't have an up B. You end up missing the forward air, which is kind of just another, like, it's an unlucky minor mistake kind of thing. It's not a decision. Okay. And I want to talk about this real quick. As we get later in the set, a lot of this stuff gets repeated, so this won't be a 2-hour video. Okay, so Nez grabs ledge, and he does a fair from ledge, but he does it kind of late, and you smack him in the face for it. And I'm bringing this up because this'll be important as the set goes on. This interaction continues a bit. Okay, good 50%. You kind of put yourself in an awkward position there with the float, because by the time, like, if you jump here, you can up air him. But by the time that, like, By the time that downer's out, you can't jump anymore. And then your up air doesn't reach, and you kind of just like awkwardly gets clipped. Okay. Ow. You think he's going to go low there, which is... I mean, it was incorrect, but I mean, that's just like being... Humans are wrong when they guess what other humans are going to do. Okay. I like that wizard kick. And then good SDI on stage. I see where you're going with the back air edge guards here, but like the first back air I get, because like, oh, if he up B's early, and then you're trying to, the second one was trying to bait out the forward air from ledge, but just, and I'm sure you know this, Game & Watch has the ability to grab ledge beneath Mewtwo down smash of all things. So they really have to mess up to get hit by an aerial, you know, like at like stage height. Okay, and then he literally just misses the nair button, so that's a good break for you. Human error, which is just nice. It's always fun when the opponent messes up a kill confirm like that. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll kill you. I won't mess up my kill confirm. Yeah, that had to be like a plat drop something, like an error up air or something. So getting human error. Then get hit by the forward hit, or the forward hit, the reverse hit of that fair, and that's just gonna kind of kill you. It's strong. See, but like there. Okay, so after this back air, I don't think the idea of like trying to snipe out like a kind of bad sweet spot is a bad idea. It might have actually been a punish. Okay, that might have been a punish. Never mind. I was gonna say, but you have to understand it's not your turn anymore. But that might have just been like a missed L cancel, no punish. It's hard to tell. Okay, really good awareness to up air before you land here. That way you get out, you're not in tumble anymore. You don't have to tech. And then turning around for that up air was also really, really like aware. Okay. Yo, Nez's face is sick in this set. Yeah, and then yeah, CCing that, just gonna die. Okay. Then for game 2, I think Fountain's a decent idea. Like I think Fountain and Battlefield are perfectly like reasonable like stages in this matchup. I think it it makes my stomach churn a little bit because I hate that matchup, or I hate that stage in the Mewtwo Game Watch matchup, because Game Watch gets a lot out of it, but like you're Ganon, so Ganon gets a lot out of Battlefield too. I think Fountain's a good like a little different kind of deal, but you still get the same basic plat layout. You still get the pressure. I don't know how that worked. That down air like physically made contact like that. Okay, that's actually a pretty lucky break for you. Okay, that was a really good side B. And then the down smash had a really good option coverage too. That was a funky ass reverse hit. If you did that on purpose, that was sick. I mean, it was sick either way, but like, I barely see that reverse hit, let alone get the purple reverse hit. Yeah, and that right there was another like, that was probably like another, well, it was a human error thing either way. Either he missed the meteor cancel super rough, or he like jumped, or he didn't jump. Maybe he up beat into it, but yeah, he didn't even get a low meteor cancel. And that's just laughing it off. This is one of those. This is one of those games right now. We're a minute in and 3 stocks have been taken. Okay. You're catching him with side B a lot, which is really good. In that like awkward like near ledge recovery situation. That's like 3 times, and then the platform rises so he literally can't get out. That was actually great. Okay. This time he goes high. You get another wonky reverse hit. But I just want to point out, this time when Nez gets to ledge, he uses up B. Just to kind of get that high angle. But he's been fairing a lot from ledge, and then he used up B right there. So it's been a little like when I say, and as I say that he does ledge dash down tilt, and I'm not trying to say this is a bad thing, but it's the very like the first level of what you want to do. You know, like Game Watch, you want to like ledge hop fair. Falcon, you want to ledge hop knee. Ganon, you want to ledge hop fair. Like, you want to do the move that makes you get the invincible attack because it feels good. Or like drop up B to try to like surprise. He's not doing just like ledge dash. He wasn't doing ledge dash stuff or just like neutral get up. But then he does the ledge dash here, and you kind of get caught unawares because like it is a good ledge dash. You're really one thing I think you're really good at in this matchup, especially because you've been clanking with him so much. You know, you move immediately after clanking with jab. Like I have seen like 4 separate jabs or like jab like dash attacks immediately, and that's got you a lot of benefit. And there's a ledge dash shield. So Nez is mixing up his options more now. That was I'm assuming you wanted to edge cancel that, and that's kind of just unlucky. But you pull it together, so that's good. You don't let it get to you. Clip him with the up air. Okay. Here we have game 3, which is usually how the numbers go. That was, I don't know why on earth you thought to do that, but that was that easily could have killed him. He canceled that super low. You can tell he like wasn't expecting the down air, I don't think. But then the meteor cancel was like really well spaced and timed. Okay, this is another example of just like just swing the bat. Like you hit him with this really good like where is it? Here, you get this up air, you knock him away. This is the exact situation, and then you run off, and you're like, man, what move should I use? I don't know. Let's up air. This is the perfect situation for a forward air. Because you get that really low up air that sends him off stage, but still within like running off distance. Then he's right here. Game Watch fair is like frame 10 or something. It's pretty slow. So you at least have a decent shot of like trading or outright beating at this point. But you kind of like try to clip a jump or you just make a mistake or something. That's really generic, I know, but like I think that fair almost certainly would have hit. Not just because Nez did up air, but like because it's that spacing is going to be ooh, that spacing was just going to be like that's a perfect situation. There. I like that a lot. This is one of the things that I think is really good for characters that can't edge guard Game Watch low very easily. You bait out the fair from ledge. Because fair from ledge is a very tempting mistress. But you can die for it because fair is so slow. Okay, and then here, I mean, like, it's just like you got hit by a meteor into a kill move. There's not really much you could have done there. I think you mixed up your recovery pretty well. It's just like, not much. Oh yeah, jab, plat drop up air. That's crazy. One thing, yeah, you try to grab Game Watch there. Like, you gotta know, man. I'm not trying to break the bad news to you, but Ganon's grab is not very good. You can't like rely on that grab hitting. It would have been a lot of reward if it did, and you didn't really get hit that much for it, so if at all. Okay, this was some of the raddest SDI I've ever seen. Like, it's just big enough. So you get hit by this up air, and you're like, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna SDI over there, and then DI over there, and he's gonna mess up. You get free percent for that, and then you get positioning. This is kind of like it's a Ganon. I was talking about like how Game Watch, like the first level of like thing you want to do is just like ledge hop fair. This is the exact same thing. It's the first level of Ganon thing you want to do. When you get the like, they might have a name for it, but when you like flame choke them specifically off stage, you're like, I'm gonna downer them as they come back up. But like Game Watch is a lot of hops on Game Watch, so he gets to you before you can down air. Okay, so you missed the tech with that funky down air, but I want to point out, like 10 seconds later, you get that exact same tech. You're super ready for it, and that's really good. That forward air was a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. It just barely misses, but I think going for it is like, look at this. If that hit, that's such a good situation for you, and he can't do anything to you if it doesn't, because he can't like, if he jumps like try to hit you, he just like gets hit. His forward air is too slow. There's no risk to this move here, and then you barely miss, but you don't get hit for that. You get hit for something else. So that both of those that meteor and I don't know what the heck. I guess this is the I understand why you SDI'd like this, and I think it's correct. It took me by surprise because I never thought or seen people do that before, where you SDI off stage to make the like dare on the platform less of an issue. Okay, and then you get that tech, like you're immediately ready. He doesn't get a punish for it at all. Okay, so here's a very common situation. Your character has a bad out of shield options. There's a bacon right above you. The bacon hits. The Game & Watch is kind of just like pacing around, waiting for the bacon to hit before he does anything. Bacon hits. You do something out of shield. You get hit. And I don't mean you specifically. I mean like the person playing against Game & Watch. So this situation comes up a lot. Like this picture alone is just like super stressful. This is very Game & Watch's game that you're playing when this bacon's above your shield. In my experience, because Mewtwo's a kind of tall character, so he kind of has the same problem in some ways. My experience, you want to either shield this and stay in shield, or like, just, you don't want to try to jump out of shield as soon as this hits. Because if we look at the frame by frame, so you're dropping, actually you drop shield, you don't jump out of shield. So that might be some of the reason why this works. But you're airborne for like a few frames by the time bear hits you. It's a very, if you're familiar with 2D fighting games and frame data, Game & Watch is super plus. It's his turn to hit the button here. And his button is going to hit yours before it can come out. Okay, this is a really good meteor cancel. You end up getting the bear, but you could make an optimization by hitting him directly out of this. Since that down air can no longer hit you, it already hit you once. Same thing with the very beginning of the set. If you bear him out of here, he doesn't have any options. He's still stuck in down air and leg. Whereas here, he's already made the down air and he's landed. Okay. I think that edge guard was a lot like, I'm not trying to be super like critical of your edge guards. I think that edge guard was a lot closer to be like, you had the timing of this float a lot better with the height that Game & Watch was at. That's a thing that you'll see, here, let me bust out the pen for this one real quick. It's a thing that you'll see Mewtwo King do a ton in the Marth Spacey matchup. So let's say you have Mewtwo King here. You have a Sword Boy. That's a sword. So this is what my job is right now, to draw a sword. And then you have Spacey. And when the Spacey's at this height where he can side B or up B, Mewtwo King wants to be at this height as well. So that way, if they illusion, if they do side B, he can hit them immediately. He doesn't have to get there. He's already in position to have the very simple, like, he's looking for them to stop moving, or he's listening for the noise, or he's looking for the thing that tells him to hit forward air. And then he's going to hit forward air. That's all he has to do. He doesn't have to jump in forward air. He doesn't have to like time a jab. It's like, no, he's already exactly where he needs to be. And then, so that's the concept of like vertical spacing with regards to edge guarding. It's kind of the same with Ganon. It's a little harder because Ganon's moves are his up air is the only like super fast move to edge guard in that same manner. But you have the same concept here. Let me back it up a little bit. Okay, so you want to catch Game & Watch if he tries to jump over you. And you also want to be able to catch him if he doesn't. So you float here. So if he decides to drift in here, you can back air him and kill him. And like kill him at 60. So he's going, oh, well, I'm not going to drift hard in. I'm going to drift in, but I'm going to up B. So here, okay, you have the jump. But you're on the ground at this point. So this is your ballpark. Like, you have the option. You can jump again here. So he has to jump. Otherwise, that would have hit him. And at this point, only after getting through those 2 or 3 small, like, if I mess up, I'm probably dead situations does he get that downer. And that downer doesn't even kill you. Doesn't even lead to you dying, does it? You get this nice, like, shield thing. Great plat drop up air. That was a great up air. And you know he wants the forward air right now. And you can tell that, so you're using all of your float time to kind of, like, try to get him to swing. And that was just bad DI from Nez. He should have gone the other way. Because there's the blast on the right was way further. But yeah, you get the kill. Now, yeah, we all know what you're looking for here. Like, look at the numbers. We know. I don't think it was the wrong thing to do, but just, it's the very, like, surface level thing that everyone in the room watching the set's like, he's going to go for a Ganon side. So just be aware that Nez is going to be hyper aware of that. Because he's also going, I'm not losing my stock at 0 to a Ganon side. Okay. Oh my god, Wizard Foot clanked with down tilt. Yeah, and then that's a really abrupt, like, it's unlucky in a sense, but you get clipped by this, and then you jump into a down tilt. So, like, it's unfortunate, but it also directly arises from you jumping into something right when you get clipped off stage. So I think overall for the set, biggest thing I want to focus on to, like, recapping. I know this is getting really long on in time, but I'll try to make it brief. Your edge guarding against Game & Watch was better spaced in Game 3 especially. You had that vertical spacing and timing down really well, especially compared to the set with Ryan. Then you also you kind of challenged it sometimes, but a lot of the time you didn't directly challenge the ability of Game Watch's sweet spot to ledge, because, like, Ganon just can't. So you would challenge his ledge habits. So, like, forward air from ledge. I think that was, like, the first thing he did from ledge was forward air from ledge, and you killed him for it. So you usually didn't lose super hard off when he was coming off ledge. Like, you know, like the Luigi thing where it's like they're on ledge and you're like, oh god, they do a ledge thing and I die. I don't think off the top of my head that you ever died from him doing something from ledge, at least directly. So that's always a good position where if you can put yourself in a medium risk where you don't die, but a high reward where you kill them, if you're right, that's always good to just, like, tip the odds in your favor. Because eventually, if you put yourself in enough of those situations where it's like, if I'm wrong, I take 50%. If I'm right, I get the stock. Then you're going to, as long as they're not, like, super obvious, like, there's the easy answer out, you'll start, like, it's a safe position to be in. You had a lot of down air against, or not a lot of down airs against Nez's Game & Watch, but you had a lot of, the downers you had were kind of interesting. You snuck that down air after the nair. At, like, Zero was literally second hit nair to down air. That almost got him. But you got him with the down air, the fountain game. So I think he was kind of ready for it. And there's a weird, like, set meta, like, in-set meta, where it's like, oh, I didn't meteor cancel that down air and I lost the game for it. The next game, he's going to be ready to meteor cancel that. So kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes a good option can become bad if they're looking for it. Or at least, like, subpar, because he hit you out of that meteor cancel and then got, like, a weird scramble situation. Then I want to reiterate again, your like, close range scramble is really good. You're ready, like, every time a jab clanks. You have another jab, or you have a dash attack, or you have a plat drop up air. Like, you're on the ball with that. So I would kind of like to see both of these characters, like, it's Ganon, so you can't really you don't want to be in that position a ton, but like maybe just try to kind of like against Ivy, maybe try to put them in that position where it's like you can't shield grab because you're Ivy, but your Nair out of shield might not reach me. Just like I don't know. I think that's a really good aspect of your game. And I have rambled for 60 minutes now. I'm really sorry about this. Uh, I hope this was helpful. And let me know the next time that Busters and Bandit is, which will be the 16th. If I'm doing my math right, yeah, looks like the 16th. Okay. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that set. I'll catch you later, man.